Hi guys, to compensate for the lack of uploads in the recent 2 weeks, I'm going to upload this tutorial as the first video in a multi-episode series of tips and tricks on building racetracks. And this isn't just the normal cardboard outline. This is a racetrack with big detail and lots of features. I'm doing this mainly because stop motion has been postponed. I've got the die-cast series and I've had to use those cars. I'm going to stop doing that in a little bit, just so I can film the stop-motion race. And I am focusing mainly on adding stuff to that massive track I've already got going. So that's why I'm not doing stop-motion right now. So in the meantime, I'm going to be uploading this video, or these videos. What you need is a track. So what I've got for the track is a little outline of a front stretch going into a turn here. You need cardboard, preferably much wider than the racetrack, sharpened pencil, ruler, glue gun, glue sticks that match the same size as the glue gun, and scissors. Alright, first step, you need to know how tall you want your banking to be. The highest I recommend going is 2 inches, because if you go any higher, your cars will most likely slip off the track, depending on if you use any techniques to keep them on the track or what paint you use. The highest I like to go is 1.5 inch, because the paints I use, and going 1.5 inch, that's a pretty decent banking height. And because of the paints I use, the cars stick to the track really well, and I don't typically have issues with them sliding off. So, after you've decided how tall you want your banking to be, you measure the track. Very rough measurement of the width of this little model is 3.5 inches. So, what you want to do, you want to go to the cardboard you plan on using to build your banking shims. Your banking shims are the little triangles that go under the racetrack to actually raise it off the ground. So since the track's width is 3.5, you want to go a little bit under 3.5, just barely under 3.5 inches. 3.5 is here, so maybe just under a 1/4 inch under. Make a mark right there. Now, you want your banking to be at the most 1 inch high. I'd recommend, since I'm doing this video very quickly, the banking from the beginning of the turn needs to be a lot lower. For instance, like, draw a little model. Here's your turn. I'd have the highest banking right here, maybe 1 inch right here, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and then over here you want to go down to 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and this is the end of your turn. Let's say this is a straight, the end of your turn. You might want to go down to, quarter, I don't know if I said, see, full inch, 3/4, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, just gradual decrease, symmetrical on both sides. Just to make this easy, at the edge of the turn, I'm going to start with only 1/2 inch of banking. So what you want to do, put this out, we have our mark for the width of the track there. And since I'm making banking for both sides, you'll be able to make just enough. Well, depends. Never mind, I'm not even going to go into detail with that. That's a trick you can find out for your own if you actually need it. So there you go. There's a mark there. You want to find roughly where you had your 3.5 inch mark. It might not be 3.5 inches for you, it just depends on how wide your track is. Draw a line. Then, from there, draw a diagonal from this corner to this corner. This is extremely important that you get this as close as possible. There you go. Now you will cut this. What I recommend doing is do not cut the diagonal yet. Cut out the rectangle like this first, then cut the diagonal. I'm going to cut the screen and come back when that's done.